Okay, we're gonna go ahead and crack open the hive and see how things are looking. Today is day 8 after the install. I went in on day 3 and both queens were released, and they had actually built out a decent amount of comb in the upper box, but there was no brood. So I'm assuming in both of the hives that the queen in each hive was just released. But it seems like both hives so far, like their hives that they're in. As you can see here, some of them have pollen that they're bringing in, so there's definitely pollen pants coming in, and I have a bee attacking me. So I better get my suit on, and then we'll crack it open and see what's going on. All right, let's pop open this hive and do a quick inspection. So this hive's name is Queen Elizabeth. And my money is on this hive producing more than the other hive. They just seem to be a little bit more active. And so that's what opening the top box looks like already. So as you can see, starting out with 4 pounds gives you quite a bit of bees to start with. When I opened it up, I did not expect them all to be up here like they are, but they've been more focused on the upper box than they have the lower box. And then I'm gonna have to top off some of their sugar feed here because it's gonna be raining in a couple of days. And I really like these for the frames, because you can pop the frames out really easy and just set them up there. So I usually pop 2 frames out, and that gives me plenty of room to work. Now remember this, both of these boxes had a mix of built out frames and empty frames. So even on this outer frame, they're starting to build some comb, which is a good sign that they have plenty of resources to build comb with. Now this was a frame that was already built out. Nice bit of honey and resources for them. And I always double check to make sure that there's no queen on the frames that I pull out, and that there's a lot of nectar in here. So they've been busy. They've been filling things up. We've had like 2 weeks of really nice weather, which is very rare. Usually April showers bring May flowers, but we've had 80 degrees here in April, which is unusual. This was another built out frame before with honey. It still looks good. I'm also looking for signs of any type of queen cells or anything that could be problematic. This was a brand new frame, and in 8 days, that's what they've done so far, which is amazing that they've been that busy in 8 days. They already have capped honey. So that is really cool to see. One of the things I've been thinking about doing is, because these hives are so far along already, they had a nice head start, I might try and split one at some point. We'll just have to see how the next couple of weeks of rain go. Now this was a frame that was built out before. All looks good. Pollen and honey on this side. This is a new frame. And again, they built out pretty well. There's lots of eggs. Okay, so she is laying. She's been up here recently. And I'm not seeing her. I actually might mark my queens today, because they are unmarked and it is easier to spot them when they are marked. So no queen there. This one is tons of eggs and all the empty cells. So she's been up here in the last couple days, and I don't see any larvae yet. But I don't see the queen. Well, that's a good sign. So now she's laying. This, I believe, is an old frame, and I do see larvae, some large larvae that they're getting close to capping. There's a play cup down at the bottom there. I'll probably smash that. No queen on this side. Eggs on this side. No queen. Okay. So I just like to come through and I get rid of any chance of them trying to do something funny. If they really need to make a queen cell, then they have plenty of eggs that they can utilize to make a queen. So I'd rather not have a queen cup ready to rock and roll, make them work for it a little bit. There shouldn't be any need for them to re-queen. This was a brand new comb. There's nectar in it. Looking pretty good. Some eggs over here. Little sporadic, so I'm guessing the comb wasn't finished as she was running through. And still no queen. So I shouldn't see any capped brood in here for a couple more days, would be my guess. And then that's just a bunch of honey. This was a previous frame and a bunch of honey. Okay, so they've been working hard in here. Okay, so now in the lower box, my guess is the queen's gonna be in here somewhere. Usually there will be a bunch of bees around her, so that's my guess. Now last time, on day 3 when I checked, the lower box had not been built out much at all, so that has nothing, which I was surprised by. I thought they would build out this for brood before they worked on the upper box. This is an old frame. They have nectar on this side. Lots of pollen, lots of honey, and some nectar on this one. Resource-wise, these hives look fantastic. See what I mean about the empty frames? They built a little tiny bit, but they haven't really worked on this. So I'm probably gonna checkerboard these in now that they're established. That one they've barely touched. And then they have a little bit of comb on this side. No queen. Still searching for that queen. So we definitely have eggs We got honey, nectar, pollen. This is a really nice looking frame. No queen on this side. You got some pollen pants in there. Lots of larvae. Some pretty good sized larvae, so these ones will get capped soon. No queen. My guess is a queen is on this one. Lots of larvae, eggs. No queen. Eggs, some larvae on this side. I guess was wrong. No queen on this frame. So we have a good amount of brood. These ones are hard to see. These are foundationless frames, so it's hard to see if there's eggs. There's also a lot of holes for the queen to run away in. I do see larvae. There's a play cup. I have a play cup I'm gonna destroy. Beep beep. And then this one also has a big one there. Again, no queen. So either she's on the last couple frames here or I missed her. So they're starting to build this one out. No queen. The next one's pretty much empty. It is empty. And then the last chance for the queen, which would make 0 sense for her to be all the way out. And I'm not seeing her. But we know she's in there because we saw eggs, lots of eggs. So she's in here somewhere. So I'm gonna button up this one, put it all away, and then we'll go check out that next hive. Okay, here we go with the second hive. I did end up finding the queen in the upper box on the first hive. I got her marked and hopefully didn't traumatize her or injure her. I do know that she was definitely irritated when I put her back in, so hopefully all was well with that. And here we go. Second hive. Again, looking kind of similar to the first hive in the fact that so many bees are up top, which I did not expect. Now this hive is interesting because it's not as active at the front as the other hive. This is the white witch hive. Nothing on the outside. Nothing on that one. They built out some comb on this one. It's not that built out though, but enough for some nectar. And not much on that side. This was an old frame. Oh, and we got larvae. We got lots of larvae. Not seeing the queen on this one. Definitely had a little play cup somewhere in here that I'll rip out. There it is. So not seeing the queen on this one. The queens get a lot easier to spot once you know what they actually look like. Once you're used to seeing them. Every queen's a little bit different. This is a nice new frame. There's eggs, lots of nectar. No queen. Eggs on this side as well. This has a ton of nectar in it. Both hives have been busy in a week. Lots of pollen. No brood on this side. New comb, lots of nectar. No queen, lots of nectar, new comb. Old frame. Looks like lots of honey. No queen. Lots of honey. And then next frame they haven't touched. So again, my guess is the queen's gonna be in here. Last time I was way off. Empty frame. Kind of funky on this frame. A lot of weird comb. Nothing on that side. There's some new comb on this side. No queen. We have a little bit of larva. And there's a queen. So I'll show you how I try to capture the queen to mark her. So I have one of these. I think the best way is to go over the top of her and get her to walk into it. Now she's in there, and try to close it off without killing her, obviously. So now she's in here. I'll inspect this more in a second. But the queen is in there and she's ready to be marked. So the one thing to be careful about with these is going up slowly and not smashing your queen. And you're trying to expose their back. Now everything is super sticky right now. So like right there, I'm gonna set that down for a second so I can grab the marker. So trying to get it on the perfect spot without getting it like all over the place. The queen likes to move around a lot, so I'll do that, and then I'll, oh, wrong tab, drop it down so that she's not rubbing it. So now she's marked, just gonna let it dry. And then I'll put her back on that frame. And the other bees are gonna try to clean it off of her. She's trying to clean it off of herself. But hopefully that doesn't work. So now I'm gonna pull that frame back out. I'm gonna inspect the frame real quick. Having a hard time seeing eggs. Oh, definitely have larvae on this side. Oh, I see the eggs. The back of the comb is just really dark. So, I'm gonna flip this back around. And I'm coming over here. I make sure her head isn't in this at all. And then you can shake her back out. And now she's much easier to spot. Now the bees are gonna jump onto her and try to clean. I'll try to take care of it. Sometimes they're successful. Hopefully most of it stays on there. She's gonna freak out for a little bit. I did this one much better than the other one. The other one I thought I smashed her head. So now I'm gonna put that back in. I'm gonna finish my inspection because I would love to see more brood. This one so far hasn't had nearly as much as the other one. There's much less brood in here than I was hoping for. And maybe I'm just missing it. I'm not really seeing it, but the other one had way more larvae. And then the rest is empties and honey. So yeah, this hive is going much slower than the other one. This is why it's recommended to get multiple hives, because then you can compare the two and see what's going on. But overall, both of these are still way ahead of the hive that I had last year at this point. This is April 22nd. And my bees starved until like June of last year, so I'll put this all back. And I'll see if next week there's a break in the rain that I can come in and check things out and make sure, one, I didn't kill the queen over on this side, and two, that there's more brood on this side.